given the records of Medicaya and to the ACDAC with regards to asset preservation order to
Buenos dias, damas y caballeros. As promised, we are here to cover the 10th Quad Committee hearing at maganda po yung mga opening statements ng mga committee chairs, sila Congressman Paduano, sila Benny Abante at si Barbers, si Ace Barbers at itong si Stephen Paduano na representative ng Abang Lingkod Party List. So most of their opening remarks centered on the development sa hearing at saka yung the fact that no less than former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte admitted yung existence of the Davao Death Squad at also the fact na siya mismo nag-utos sa mga pulis na i-joke yung mga suspected drug lords or mga drug users para manlaban, para pwede na nila patayin sila. So all of that tinakel sa mga opening statements, kasama na yung the fact na hindi biro yan at hindi biro yung mga sinabi ni Duterte dahil it was done under oath. So parang essentially sinasabi nila from the first time na start yung hearing hanggang ngayon, marami na talagang ebidensya nakuha at ang pinakamalaking ebidensya yung admission mismo ni President Duterte sa Senado. At nila, they also defended against yung mga accusation na hinaharas at pinipilit nila yung mga witnesses to testify against the Dutertes. Tulad nung lumabas sa Senado na nag-present ng witness si Senator Bato de la Rosa na isang police official na sinabi na pinilit siya na ilaglag ang mga Dutertes or pinilit siya na i-admit yung mga use of money or financial reward to further implement or to in the furtherance of the or to execute implement the extrajudicial killing operations. So, yon. Pero pinaka-unique na nakita ko ay yung banat ni Congressman Stephen Paduano kay Bato de la Rosa na dapat sana ay resource person, pero ang nangyari siya na rin ang parang namumuno yung committee na yun at dinidepensa kay Duterte at dinidepensa ang sarili niya. So habang yung committee hearing ay dinidiscuss pa nila yung mga administrative matters, i-play natin yung opening statement ni Paduano na lumalabas na talaga na nagsimula na talaga yung Senate versus House of Representatives na gera. So let's listen to the opening statement ni Paduano.
Some witnesses, minutes of the previous meetings, inquiries, other similar unrelated documents or statements. Mr. Chairman, I move that we defer discussion on this letter.
Balik tayo sa speech ni Paduano.
All of you to look at kung saan and name him a commitment to just regard
for proper courtesy. However, we can, Chairman, good morning.
For if we are to be remembered, if the 19th Congress is...
First and foremost, I want to put on record that telling the truth is its own reward. There is inherent value in honesty because it upholds personal integrity, contributes to justice, and fosters trust. By coming forward, these witnesses contribute to uncovering the realities of past actions and ensuring accountability. Their testimonies play a crucial role in strengthening the integrity of our institutions and promoting justice and transparency. Having said that, it is the obligation of the House of Representatives to ensure the protection and security of these witnesses. As a legislative body dedicated to uncovering the truth, the safeguarding justice, the House has a duty to support and protect those who come forward in good faith to share their testimony. The House recognizes the witnesses in sensitive inquiries may face threats, intimidation, or retaliation. As such, it is incumbent upon us to take all necessary measures to shield them from harm. Current laws does not grant the House of Representatives the authority to directly confer immunity from suit. However, we can recommend our witnesses for the Department of Justice Witness Protection Program, which offers both legal protection and additional support. By making this recommendation, we can ensure that witnesses who provide vital information are shielded from prosecution related to their testimonies, in line with the provisions of Republic Act number 6981. This action requires the consent of the witnesses and approval of our Speaker. In addition, we may consider the option of granting protective custody to ensure the physical safety of resource persons who may be at risk due to their involvement in this investigation. While protective custody does not provide immunity from legal actions, it is an established measure that can provide immediate security during the course of our proceedings. Both actions will require a collective decision from the members of the Joint Committee. This ensures that we act transparently and uphold the principles of democracy. Mr. Chairman, before we proceed with the continuation of our inquiry, this representation would like to put on record and address certain critical concerns relative to the conduct of the parallel inquiry of the Senate Blue Ribbon Subcommittee on the drug war implemented during the previous administration on October 28, 2024. To set things into clear perspective, this representation fully recognizes the authority of the Senate to investigate the details of the implementation of the drug war, as both chambers of Congress are constitutionally permitted to conduct inquiries in aid of legislation in accordance with our duly published rules. However, while the authority of the Senate will never be put into question, what is particularly concerning is the seeming disregard for proper courtesy and lack of impartiality by a member of the subcommittee. In particular, I am referring to the actions of Senator Ronaldo Bato de la Rosa. Allow me to discuss this detail, Mr. Chairman. Senator Bato de la Rosa action of participating as a member in a proceeding where he is named as one of the individuals involved in the implementation of drug war did not produce meaningful results, but rather cast doubts on the integrity of the whole process. In fact, prior to the hearing of the Blue Ribbon Committee, Senator De La Rosa even insisted that the investigation should be heard by his own committee. This action of a sitting member of Congress not only demonstrates disregard to existing rules and processes, but also undermines the integrity of the institution that he is bound to respect.
So, yung mga ginawa daw ni De La Rosa ay binaba masyado o sinira yung integrity ng Senado. Meron pa ba? Pwera lang kay Risa Ontiveros. May integrity pa ba ang Senado? Si Risa meron, pero ang Senado wala na.
Kung sa simula pa lamang ay gumamit na siya ng impluensya, ano pa ang aasahan natin sa kanya sa mga gaganapin nilang pagdinig? He was the PNP chief when the previous implementation introduced the war on drugs. He also admitted that there were killings attributed to the war because of alleged cases of nanlaban. In short, he was not only involved, but was in fact one of the figureheads of the campaign during its inception. Hence, he should have been mindful that his presence in the hearing as a member of the panel would compromise, if not invalidate, the whole proceeding. Hindi naman pwede
Halata na maraming mga witnesses doon ay inaaway na talaga ni Bato de la Rosa ay hindi na lang nagsasalita or pinipigil na lang magsalita ni Bato de la Rosa, ni Jingo Estrada, at ng iba pang pro Duterte senators. So kaya kwan lang talaga lumalabas na moro-moro lang talaga yung hearing na yun ng Senado. Although maganda naman doon dahil doon nahuli sa bibig si former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte na inamin ang existence ng Davao Death Squad dahil napikon na siya kay Risa Ontiveros.
pwedeng ikaw ang mag-imbestiga sa iyong sarili. Clearly, this is conflict of interest on his part. At the very least, he should have inhibited
Tama.
from the proceedings and instead offered himself as a resource person so as not to influence and intimidate the other guests. Unfortunately, the
Inaaway na
honorable
niya.
senator failed to observe this. Even after the hearing, Senator Bato continued to conduct himself in a manner contrary to what is expected from a member of Congress.
Tama.
Asked about his comment on whether he was part of the Davao Hit Squad, whose existence was confirmed under oath by former President Duterte during the subcommittee hearing. Senator De La Rosa downplayed the same, claiming that the former president was just joking and there was no death squad to speak of. Now begs the question, why would a committee member defend and even interpret a clear statement made by a resource person in a congressional hearing? The confirmation by the former president needed no interpretation, much less from a member of the panel who investigated the same. If you would ask me, it is as if the Honorable Senator came to the defense of the former president while seeking to exonerate himself from any liability.
Kaya wala talagang kredibilidad yung hearing ngayon. Isipin nyo yung mga naakusahan na isa sa mga chief architects ng Oplan Double Barrel or Oplan Tokhang ay siya pa nagsasalita, hindi lang dinidepensa si Duterte, hindi dinidepensa rin sarili niya at hinaharas. Kasama na yung pari na umapir para sinabi na may mga documented cases sila ng EJ case, pati yung past nun as a drug addict, reformed drug addict ay hinalungkat pa. Baliktad, ang witness ay naging accused. Habang yung accused ay dinidepensa kiniklear na niya yung sarili niya habang di pa natatapos yung hearing at habang di pa gumawa ng post-investigation report or recommendation sa after the hearing. So tama talaga ito si Paduano.
This is further highlighted by his recent statement that he will be objecting any action of the Senate regarding the submission of records to the ICC.
Di ba? Nakakatuwa yan. Siya ang nagpatawag ng hearing. Gusto pa nga niya, Committee on Public Order niya ang mag-initiate sa hearing. Pero buti na lang, kahit papaano, may bayag at may utak si Senate President Cheese Escudero at sinabi niya, hindi pwede, bias ka. Gawa na lang tayo ng subcommittee ng Committee on Blue Ribbon and Public Accounts, Public Accountability para gawin para i-hold yung hearing na yan at ilagay natin si Coco Pimentel as chairman diyan. So, in short, si Bato ang nagpatawag nito, nag-initiate nitong investigasyon, at si Bongo, pero ngayon meron ng kinalabasan at magandang development sa investigasyon kung saan inabi ni Duterte ukol sa existence ng Davao Death Squad. Inamin ni Duterte na isa si Bato sa mga commander nitong Davao Death Squad kasama ng ibang mga police chief ni Duterte. Ngayon naman hinaharangan ni Bato na ipadala yung certified transcript sa hearing doon sa International Criminal Court. Yan, Bato, nagsisisi ka na. At pati yung si Duterte nagsisisi na rin. Kaya absent siya sa hearing ngayon kasi takot na siguro siya baka may kung ano pang sasabihin niya.
The Honorable Senator's recent actions are truly disappointing, Mr. Chairman. We are conducting these inquiries in order to fill the legislative gaps and address problems that necessitate immediate solution. In doing so, we also want to ascertain the truth about the abuses and other acts related to illegal drugs, POGOs, and EJKs. Mahirap man ang hamon sa atin na palabasin ang katotohanan. Sa palagay ko ay napagtatagumpayan natin ito. In closing, this representation wishes to remind our Honorable Senator to observe courtesy and fairness in conducting his official responsibility as a member of the Senate instead of resorting to other means so as to discredit the efforts of this body. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madamong salamat.
Oh, galing ni Paduano na in short, hindi lang ito banat niya kay Bato. Banat rin niya sa mga senator na hinayaan itong moro-moro na maganap. Nakita naman natin si Bongo, si Robin Padilla, si Jinggoy Estrada, si Villar, si Joel Villanueva, lahat hindi pa nga nagsimula yung hearing, dinidepensahan na si Duterte. Hindi pa nagsimula yung hearing, dinidepensahan na prejudge na nila yung issue. So, this is really hindi lang, at ganito rin ang tono ng ibang mga quad chairman kanina sa opening remarks. Parang binabanatan rin nila yung Senado for holding a hearing na para lang mag-react dito sa quad committee hearing kaysa mag-attend na lang sa hearing si Bato, si Duterte at si Bongo. Doon gumawa sila ng para sagutin yung mga banat sa Kongreso, which is really a waste of public funds at saka napakawalang delikadesa talaga itong mga senator na ito. Okay. So balik na tayo sa hearing ngayon na nagaganap. Nandiyan si Paeldon. Kaya maganda ito, si Nicanor Paeldon. Tingnan natin. Baka puro ba ito ay invoke
saying the integrity of the Quad Committee and even questioning the impartiality of some of the members of this Quad Committee. Now, I believe some of the members in the Senate, our counterpart, have also been extended the same invitation.
Pati itong si Senator,
we understand we never forced for these individuals to appear before this committee.
So, marami ng membro ng Kongreso galit na sa Senado. Sandali, ano ba yung nangyari? Nawala yung sound natin. Nawala pala yung
I just want to be clarified. The questions
Si Adyong ito, si Adyong, Congressman Adyong.
attacking the credibility of the Quad Committee, and to some extent even questioning the impartiality of some of the members here.
Yan, Senate versus Congress na talaga. O Senate versus House.
I really would want to ask Attorney Delgra to expound on this letter. Because the former president attended the Senate committee investigation and so generously shared his thoughts on his policy on the war against illegal drugs. And as I was glancing over the letter, I also noticed that there are even some allegations of subordination. That some of the members here who urged a certain individual to say something which basically inducing perjury. So that is something to me that is cannot be just simply ignored because it borders criminal acts, Mr. Chair. And the third one, Mr. Chair, is that the reason why the former president is not present today, it's because according to his lawyer, he has sufficiently and generously shared his inputs and insights and comments to the Senate subcommittee chaired by Senator Coco Pimentel. But unfortunately, my confusion, Mr. Chair, is that when his allies, his spokesperson was asked about the truthfulness of his responses to the interpellation of one of the members of the Senate, he told the public that it was merely a joke, that the truthfulness of the statements of the former president seems to be in question. Because how can we take something which is a joke? So it makes me, it's difficult for me, Mr. Chair, to just simply take as it is at face value the transcript from the Senate when we do not even know which part of his statements is a joke and which part of his statement is real and true. These questions I would really want to ask to his lawyer. Now again, we don't require the former president to be present because we accorded to him the leniency and the respect that he deserves as a former head of state, as a former president. But then again, these allegations of impartiality, questioning the impartiality of the Squad Committee, assailing the integrity of the Squad Committee, at the very least, Mr. Chair, I really was expecting that Attorney Delgra would be present, and rather than just send to us a simple 3 pages letter. At the very least, he could at least enter his presence here, his attendance, Mr. Chair. So I just want to be clarified on how do we go about with this. Kasi una-una, Mr. Chair, parang look at all our invitees here, Mr. Chair. Some of the most important...
Yung si Attorney Delgra, yun lawyer ni Duterte na nagsulat na sinabi hindi mag-attend si Duterte dahil nakikita niya na prejudge na siya at nasabi na niya yung kailangan sabihin sa Senado. Kaya tinututulan ito or kine-question ito ni Adyong na bakit hindi lang man umapir itong si Delgra.
Are still meron mga search warrant yung iba. So I just do not want to impress upon the public that these individuals who have served the government, who at some point in time took the oath of allegiance to the Constitution. At alam po natin ito lahat, upholding the Constitution without mental reservation or acts of evasion. The very Constitution that is sworn to uphold and pledge the allegiance to gives us the mandate to constitutionally exercise our oversight function. What they're doing right now, Mr. Chair, is a clear act of evasion. Mr. Chair, I just want to be clarified. How do we go about with this kind of situation, Mr. Chair?
Thank you for that manifestation, Congressman Adyong. We will address that concern later when the committee deliberates on the contents of the letter sent to us by Attorney Delgra. Yes, Congressman Flores, you're recognized.
Mr. Chair, Attorney Delgra is just being the lawyer, Mr. Chair. He's just, I think,
Okay guys, maganda yun na points ni raise ni Adyong kasi ang next dyan, dapat isyuan na talaga ito ng contempt order. Kahit nga yung mga opisyalis ni Sara Duterte na isyuan ng citation of contempt at kung hindi pa sila appear, they will be arrested already sa next kung hindi sila mag-appear sa next hearing. So, ganun din dapat si Duterte. I believe mga 5 invitations na binigay sa kanya. Pagkatapos ito lang via sa letter niya sa letter ng lawyer niya na si Attorney Delgra sa Kongreso, binabanatan pa niya ang Kongreso. So we will be giving you updates on this tulad ng sinabi ni Congressman Dean Barbers, i-discuss nila ito mamaya. So we will bring that up with you. We will bring that issue to you mamaya. So for now, hanggang dito lang muna tayo. We just brought to you the issue muna dito sa away ng dalawang houses of Congress, the House of Representatives and the Philippine Senate. At nakikita natin na puwera kay Paduano, kay Adyong, marami pang ibang mga congressman na galit na sa Senado at hindi lang kay Bato de la Rosa but the Senate as a whole. So hanggang dito lang muna tayo. Thank you very much for watching and I'll be seeing you in my blog later in the day.
The position of this representation simply is